Welcome to the observer pattern, one of the most widely used patterns in software and the foundation behind everything from UI event systems to reactive data libraries. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly how it works, how to implement it, and when to reach for it, or when to leave it on the shelf. Imagine you have a data model, say a stock price, and several parts of your app need to react whenever it changes: a chart, a price label, an alert system. The naive fix is to have the model call each one directly, but that means the model must import and know about every dependent. Every time you add a new consumer, you edit the model. That tight coupling is exactly the pain the observer pattern exists to remove. Think about a newsletter. The publisher does not maintain a personal phone list and call each reader one by one. Instead, readers opt in by subscribing, and when a new issue is ready, the publisher broadcasts it to everyone on the list at once. If you unsubscribe, you stop receiving issues, and the publisher does not need to change anything. That broadcast to subscribers model is exactly how the observer pattern works. The pattern defines a one-to-many dependency. The subject is the object that owns the state people care about. It keeps a list of observers, anything that implements a simple observer interface, usually just a single update method. When the subject's state changes, it iterates that list and calls update on each observer. The observers and the subject are only coupled through that narrow interface, so you can add or remove observers without touching the subject at all. Start at the top. The observer interface declares one method update that receives the new price. Stock subject keeps a private array of observers and a private price. Subscribe pushes an observer into that array. Unsubscribe filters it out. Set price stores the new value and then calls for each to notify every observer by invoking update with the current price. That is the push model, where the subject hands the data directly to each observer. Price display always logs the price. Price alert only logs when the price exceeds 100. At the bottom, we create the subject and two observers, subscribe both, then call set price twice. The first call at 95 triggers the display but not the alert. The second call at 110 triggers both. Notice that stock subject never imports price display or price alert. It only knows the observer interface. There are two collaboration styles worth knowing. In the push model, what we just coded, the subject passes the changed value directly into update. Observers get the data immediately with no extra calls, but if the data shape changes, every observer signature must change too. In the pull model, update receives a reference to the subject itself, and each observer queries only the fields it actually needs. Pull keeps the interface more stable, but means observers import the subject type. Either way, the key architectural win is the same. The subject and its observers are only coupled through that one interface, so they can evolve independently. Use observer when you genuinely have multiple independent consumers that need to react to the same state, especially when that set of consumers may grow or change at runtime. Skip it when there is only one consumer. A direct method call is clearer and far easier to trace in a debugger. Also watch out for two classic pitfalls. Notification cascades, where one observer's update triggers another subject, creating a chain that is very hard to follow. And memory leaks, where an observer holds a reference to the subject, but never unsubscribes, preventing garbage collection. To recap, observer solves the problem of keeping many objects in sync with one source of truth without hard-coding their relationships. The subject maintains a list of observers behind a narrow interface, notifies them all when its state changes, and never needs to know their concrete types. Decide between push and pull based on how often your data shape changes, and always make sure observers have a clear path to unsubscribe. Otherwise, you will introduce subtle memory leaks.